Good morning. It's our Wonder Women Wednesday edition of your #1 feel-good breakfast show. This is Wake Up Nigeria. It's all about the ladies today.
Yeah, we are all female captains today. I just hope we don't sink this ship.
Hell no, it's not possible.
And we will definitely be taking you out of, giving you that out of world experience. You know the popular saying, girls do what?
We run the world.
That's what I'm talking about.
Someone else that's running the world right now is Tope. Tope is running that world. I'm loving the green though. I've not seen
it looks really cool.
Thank you, thank you. I'm super pumped. Like I've been waiting for today because we gotta let them know it's the Woman Crush Wednesday and we take it over.
So y'all better get ready. It's a special edition of the show today. Very, very special because it's all of us.
Yeah, of course. You know, of course, that we strive on every single edition to keep you glued to your TV screens, mobile devices, or any other medium you choose to watch us on.
Yes, so you need to keep upping the ante every day, and you deserve the best. Just make sure you keep affirming those things.
Yes,
no
it's
matter
very important.
what sort of negative energy anybody is giving you, let it go.
Why do I feel like that's directed towards me?
Let it go. Someone out there needed to hear that. Just remember, don't let your guard down. We're following all the health guidelines right here at TVC, and you should be too. My name is Titi Oyinsan.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. Now, you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
You can also send in your comments. Tell us how good we look. We need to hear it. Yes. We love the compliments. Just make sure you use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, very, very important. And of course, you know, you can download our app. It's available on Android and iOS store, right? And to watch all our exciting episodes on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's TVC Entertainment. Let's keep in mind something interesting happening this Friday.
Yes, I know there was a really powerful interview on Friday at 2:30 p.m. If you missed it, tune in again on Friday this week on Instagram Live for a little bit extra.
Yes, very, very important. Now, we'll just go straight to the highlights because the gist plenty this morning. You know where ladies are. There's plenty to gist about. Now, as you know, we like to start the show with the right dosage of inspiration to get your day on the right track. Girls, boys.
Yes.
We try to tell ourselves it's girls.
Okay.
Wow,
Let's not deceive ourselves.
Why?
It is a case of girls saying they run the world. At the end of the day, they will not give the guys on a platter of good. Please run the world for us.
No matter how much they think they are the head, we are still the neck system. We turn the head wherever we want to. Speaking of turning things on his head, that topic today.
Which topic are you talking about? We will not even say good morning first.
Good morning, our neighbors.
Good morning, neighbors.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm talking about the relationship topic, spousal friendship. So I know that Tope isn't married yet, but this issue of being friends with your spouse, because I've heard so many cases where many people that are married are not actually friends. So they're just like, should I say roommates?
You know something, Titi? This issue of marriage, to me, is just overhyped.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
Thank you.
There are people who have lived years with their partner happily, even though they didn't get married. And even if you check the meaning of the word spouse, that's why most people use the word spouse. It doesn't necessarily mean you guys are married. It has to do with, a partner that you guys are
a life partner
doing things together.
But then when does it come? When does it change from life partner to just an entanglement issue? Because
no, there will always be entanglement.
When there's the third person in the picture.
Exactly. It's the reason that entanglement thing blew was because of the people involved. It's been happening. People have been getting entangled.
I think marriage.
I think Emem is just preparing.
She's building.
Yeah, it is.
I feel marriage in Nigeria is like an order of life. You get to this point, and the next thing is you're expected to get married.
I feel like this topic, this few seconds is not enough to talk about it. Plus, I made burger this morning. I can't wait to have it because I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
So all you've been thinking about while we are talking about who's running the world, We're talking about spousal communication. And all MM's focuses on is the burger she made.
We all have our issues, to each his own.
And yours
This is my own this morning.
So I also brought food this morning, but I didn't want to eat.
Mary, please tell me
You know why? You know why?
I just remember that I kind of like brought something. So, well,
Did everybody bring food except for Mary?
Now we're just going to pretend that we're having a Brazilian party.
We can have like
so everybody will just bring
it, right?
donate, and I'll be the one to eat the most.
Well, while we
just
are
go straight to
considering
the
when
news.
we're going to have our snacks, Mary's going to be
snack
taking
is food.
Yeah.
the okay, well, hey, I think Mary and I will probably share my snack.
Okay, so Tope, please take the news.
Let's go and eat.
all right, we begin as Nigeria and other West African nations are making progress in ensuring a peaceful resolution to the crisis in Mali with renewed emphasis on the need for dialogue. This is and other developments were the focus of a briefing by Goodluck Jonathan while meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the villa in Abuja. The former president and special envoy disclosed that the judicial arm of the government in Mali has been sorted out with reconstitution of the Constitutional Court and the filling of vacancies in the Supreme Court. He was in the country last week for meetings with political and religious leaders, ambassadors of the United States, France, Russia, Germany, and others. On his part, President Buhari, who also visited Bamako last month, thanked his predecessors for what he calls the stamina displayed in resolving the crisis. The National Income, Salary and Wages Commission must send recommendations on the new review of pensions in line with the last consequential adjustment on salaries to President Muhammadu Buhari for approval. Those were the words of pensioners at the meeting in Abuja. Joke Adisa reports.
The leadership of Nigeria Union of Pensioners is meeting with its members in the parastatals. While they struggle to keep safe during this pandemic, they are confronted with some pressing matters bordering on their welfare. First is government's seeming reluctance to make them beneficiaries of minimum pensions following the enactment of the Minimum Wage Act.
The meeting hereby appeals to the National Income, Salaries and Wages Commission, NISWC, to, as a matter of urgency, forward the Commission's recommendation on the review of pensions in line with the last consequential adjustments to workers' salaries to Mr. President for approval.
The union is also disturbed by the resolve of the federal government to polarize pensioners in the country. The recent registration of another union is to them cause for concern.
The NUP has been the only union for pensioners under the extant law. And for somebody representing government at that high level as Minister of Labour to want to destroy what a previous government did is unthinkable. It's arbitrary.
The meeting advises all government agencies in charge of pensions, especially PITAD, to respect the collective decision and right of freedom of association of parastatals pensioners as currently constituted. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Governor Abdullahi Sulay has commended the federal government for supporting Nasarawa State in the fight against insecurity. The governor, who met with President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, thanked him for setting up a third mobile police training college in the state. He is of the view that bandits dislodged from the northwest and northeast are responsible for the security challenges confronting the state due to its hilly and rocky terrain. He noted that all security formations in different areas have also contributed in reducing the level of insecurity.
We had some of the bandits that were dislodged from the northwest and the northeast, and they found some of these hilly places. In Nasarawa, we have a lot of rocky places, and they found some of those places comfortable. So they moved to those locations. And as a result of that, you know, we follow up to ensure that we track them based on what they do. By the grace of God, you know, we have a very good police commissioner, excellent director of DSS, and a fantastic also director for civil defense. And they work together along with all the military installations that we have. All of them work together in synergy, and they are able to make sure they help us in taking care of most of these criminals.
The Northeast Development Association has called on the DSS and the Nigerian police to query the activities of individuals that may further pose more security problems in the sub-region. According to them, the region is already devastated by the activities of insurgents, which calls for the presence of all the security agencies in the region to fight and bring an end to the Boko Haram menace. And that cannot be achieved if there is no synergy between the government and the military. The group also wants the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Yusuf Buratai, who is equally a Northeasterner and an indigene of Borno State, to rescue the state from terrorist attack. Well, that's it on news update for this hour. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll have sports news. Don't go anywhere.
That we do. Thank you so much, Mary, as always, for the sports update. We have quite a few headlines in the dailies this morning. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. First headline on the cover of the Punch is Loan Crisis Hits Reps Panel. Ministry summoned over sovereignty clause. Chairman digging into issues beyond his mandate, says an aggrieved member. I won't stop probe. We must renegotiate dangerous clauses, says Osai. No law permits China to seize government institutions, declares Bolaji Akinyemi. Now, it also shows a photo story there. Soldiers arrest embattled Malian president, PM, citizens celebrate. Right at the top of the page here, lawmakers probe failed $500 million Nigerian satellite contract, 180 million naira insurance. On 774,000 jobs, reps reject slots. Keyamo dismisses protest. Meanwhile, lawyers compile tribunal records as Diri appeals judgment. No court order stopped the registration of 22 parties, according to INEC. I'll wrap it with this one. How Lagos boat helmsman caused 12 passengers' death over 300 naira. That's according to police. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Now to the cover of Daily Sun this morning, we have COVID-19 lockdown. We are broke, governors. States can't pay salaries, meet other obligations, seek 67.2 billion naira bailout from federal government. A photo story showing suspected gun manufacturer nabbed in Lagos. The Lagos Commissioner of Police, Okpeyemi Odumosu, parading over 300 suspected criminals at the police command GRA Ikeja yesterday. NBA confirmed lawyers threaten boycott over choice of El Rufai as speaker. Odi Kalu, others lead protest against Kaduna governor. NGE Kalu, others mourn Wada Meida. Still at this area, we have Carrington offered me U.S. asylum in 1995 before Abacha arrested me, says Obasanjo. 50 health workers contract coronavirus in Anambra, Kwara. Fayemi reshuffles cabinet, nominates 7 commissioners, 2 for board positions. Now to the top of the paper, and finally we have leave Obi out of Obiano's monarch's feud, says ex-commissioner. You can read this and more in Daily Sun newspaper for today.
And there's still more. We have the Nation newspaper here as well. It says 774,000 public works jobs. PDP lawmakers reject slots. Minister says allocation a mere privilege. Nigerians will be beneficiaries. And the story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 5. Right at the top here, P&ID director, firms charged with money laundering. Police probe dirty fight between Ohakim and woman. ASU seeks visitation panel for Unilag, demands probe of VC's sack. Right here it says Prime Minister arrested in Mali mutiny. US, AU, ECOWAS condemn crisis. Jonathan briefs Buhari in Abuja. Federal government plans 3.1 trillion naira for debt servicing in 2021. And I'll wrap it with this one. It says Makinde to police. Rearrest killer suspect now. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
On the cover of the Vanguard this morning, we have Keyamo reps in fresh tussle over 774,000 jobs. A photo story here, quite interesting one. We have the picture of the former president of Nigeria, Jonathan, briefing Buhari on Mali. President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, who is also ECOWAS special envoy on Mali crisis, during an audience at the presidential villa yesterday. Edo PDP APC bicker over tension ahead of polls. PDP stoking religious violence, says APC, we're not inciting religious violence. PDP fires back. Buhari, IPI, NGE, Ganduje, Lai Mohammed mourn as Wada Maida dies at 70. There is so much more you can read. All you just have to do is grab a copy of Vanguard this morning.
And that's how much we can take on the headlines and dailies for this hour. We'll take them again in the second hour.
Hi guys, good morning. Yes, welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria, and of course, it's Lagos. Where you hear Lagos, what do you expect? What do you hear? What comes to mind when you hear Lagos? Traffic. And hopefully the traffic situation this morning isn't so bad. Yes, if you live in the Ikorodu area of Lagos State this morning, I've got you. All right, so let's say if you're making your way out of Ikorodu this morning, the traffic situation around the Ogolonto area as you make your way out, like towards Mile 12, is pretty light. So there are impediments at different bus stops. For example, at Majidu, there is light traffic at the bus stop. And as you make your way out towards Itowolo, the traffic situation gets pretty intense. And let's see, all the way to Mile 12, guys. Brace yourself if you are on that route this morning, because the traffic isn't smiling at all, guys. The traffic is really, 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 really tight. And yes, I forgot to mention that I've got the girls in the kitchen and they'll be updating us on social media as well. Hey, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm seeing one here that says, if you are going to Shagam, Ijebu-Ode, Ibadan, do not exit from Beja this morning.
Wow.
A particular truck has caused an obstruction. And this was as at 14 minutes ago, which means it probably happened less than 20 minutes ago. So you want to, that's what they were saying about bracing your mind. It does seem like the god of traffic has taken over today. So it's either you cancel that trip or you postpone it.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Go through.
All right, guys. All right, ladies. Thank you very much. So let's see what the traffic situation on the Ikorodu-Lagos road is like if you're making your way towards the island this morning. So far, so good. The traffic situation isn't so bad. So there's light traffic at different bus stops as you make your way out of on the Ikorodu-Lagos route, but it's not so bad. Yes, it's free-flowing, and let's see. Okay, not so bad at all. It's actually free-flowing at this time. All the way to Lagos mainland is not so bad. The traffic situation is not so bad at the moment. All right, and So that's it on Traffic Update this morning. And we've got some interesting gists. Ladies, women, you gotta keep your fingers crossed on this one. Trust me. It's juicy.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
People don't understand what Emem means when she says serious gists. It's a good thing we're all ladies. So I know Emem is running because she wants to be the one to give us the gist. Okay, but
so can I just read out the one of the tweets that led to this topic being a matter of discussion? So at I am Kira J posted, just because they had better chemistry doesn't mean...
No, that's not the beginning of the tweet.
Yeah, I want to just say, that's the focus.
Okay, that's focus, okay.
Just because they had better chemistry doesn't mean she's a better woman than you. That just means she's a better woman for him than you. And that's okay. Some choose apples over oranges. That doesn't mean oranges aren't good. It just means they wanted the apple. So that was what made us say, you know what, this is a topic for discussion. But Emem is definitely going to start from the beginning of
Yes.
Yeah.
So this, I saw this tweet and it definitely sparked a lot of fireworks in my head. Because basically, we're all women here and we can totally relate with this situation. Like you've been in a relationship where at some point you either try to change him. Let's say you were not the kind of woman that he wants you to be or expected you to be. And then you try to change yourself. And then in the process, if he is a drunk, you also try to change him. You try to, make one thing we women know how to do very well is make him a prayer warrior. Let's pray. We'll hold hands and pray.
No, you went there.
Yes, I did. Let's pray. And then eventually, when that relationship doesning work out and he moves on, and after all the war room that you have done, then he now moves on to the other woman. And now he's speaking in tongues. He now joins the choir.
Yes, so in fact, he might even become a deacon self. You never know.
And then you are
okay, so
wondering,
let's check out the tweets. They're on the, that was the one Titi read.
Just because they had better chemistry does not mean she's a better woman than you. That just means she's a better woman for him than you, and that's okay. Some choose apples over oranges. That doesn't mean oranges aren't good. It just means they wanted the apple. So now, okay, so this is where, whenever I hear about a couple that broke up and then you now see the girl that he left her for, you're not like, is this the girl that, with all she had, with all the, energy. So I'd like to be myself, and I'm never going to change for anyone. I'm going to improve on myself for me. And if I see, or I'm given highlights of things that I could do better, I will change it because I feel it's going to make me better, not because someone else wants me to be that way. Now, this is something we've learned over time. It didn't happen like that. So someone might be in a relationship right now where maybe, the guy says, you don't even know how to turn a bar. That is not, you're not turning the right way. And then you go and learn that way that they turn the bar. And then he still leaves. So it's not about
meet someone that likes to eat a la carte.
It's ridiculous because a lot of people lose themselves in different relationships. You lose yourself, and then when that relationship is no more, you now begin to ask yourself, who am I? Like, what am I living for? What is my purpose? And a lot of people, because funny enough, I was having this conversation with my husband yesterday, and he was saying that, yes, so women are usually the victims here. We are the ones who always, cry out, oh, my heart is broken. Men also, also experience the same thing, but they don't talk about it. So I think the basis of this conversation here is if you're a woman or a man out there and you are in somewhat relationship, and we all know what is right and what is wrong as long as you're an adult. If that relationship is toxic for you, if that relationship is not helping you to fulfill your purpose as a person, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Are you sure you've not just told them what to do?
Okay, you know that one truth is, we make it sound like it's easy. Like, when I read this thing, it was so relatable because I've been in that scenario before where I was in a relationship and it felt good. In fact, like you said, don't change yourself. I did this thing. I tried to be a better person because I wanted to be a better person, but primarily because this guy was so good and I felt I should be better
For him.
because I felt like I had the capacity to do more. But guess what? I can't believe I'm saying this. This guy started talking to another girl. But he still told me that, I love you. I love you, but I just don't know. There's a connection I have with this girl. But I love you. And it was so hard for me to understand. To today, I still don't even get it. But I realized that I accepted that my problem was not that girl.
Yeah.
Because the girl didn't hurt me. The girl didn't do anything. Yeah. She was just on her own and this guy met her. But I had to learn to accept that she's an apple and I'm an orange. And the fact that it doesn't work for, he's not working. Because nothing else was wrong, do you get? But I had to accept that he was just not right. And it's really hard. So I'm sure there's someone out there wondering, why is it not working? I know it's hard. And the truth is, there's no easy way for you to go through it. You just have to go through it. And I'll tell you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm not saying date 10 guys. I'm just saying don't carry 100% inside.
What I think many people need is that figure that tells them that it's okay to move on. So far, we've been talking about relationships, but I noticed we haven't really talked about the marriage aspect because they say when you're in marriage, it's harder to get out of it. The reality is this. Women have been getting out of marriages and will continue to get out of unhappy marriages. It is not strange. The only thing is when men do, it's usually more dramatic and all that, but women usually try to hide in shame. I saw it, a post on Instagram. I wanted to post it on group. I'm sorry, I forgot. Now, this woman was celebrating her divorce. And I'm not kidding, you know. You needed to see so many comments. You needed to see so many positive comments. And then I saw a few comments of people saying, what's wrong with this one? How can you be celebrating your divorce?
It's probably free.
And then people went after her, saying, do you know what she went through in the marriage? And you know, it brings something to mind. Women form society. Women are responsible for the misery of other women. I am saying it, and I'm saying it boldly. Because when you tell a man you are going through this, that, the first thing he tells you is, why are you there? But when you tell a woman, you have to be patient. You have to manage. It's one of those things. Look, Dolly Parton, the Dolly Parton we know. Our mother did not have any love from her father. The man might have loved her, but won't show her. But guess what? Dolly Parton's mom just got up one day and left. I'm not kidding. Dolly Parton has never been heartbroken. She's been married for over 40 years. Wow. But you listen to some of her songs, you will think it's her mom she's singing. Wow. She's singing about her mother's experiences. Wow. Anyways, so,
there's never enough time to
if
talk
you're
about
not happy, your happiness counts. You live more with your partner than with your parents.
Very true.
Very true.
So
I would love to hear what we would love to hear.
We should probably continue this.
Yes, on social media.
Hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Yes.
Tell us.
So
have you been in similar situations?
Have you been in an orange apple?
Yes, are you in an orange apple?
And he preferred the apple
over the orange.
You know, it's funny. We all go through these phases. I like apple today and orange tomorrow.
And it happens to females too, but they don't seem to realize it. But then, of course, we keep managing the apple.
While we're taking this quick break, you should think about it. Should you become a Catholic, even though you were redeemed before, just because of him? Hello, good morning. Now, if you love the first 1 hour, wait till you get a load of what we have for the next 1 hour, 45 minutes. We have loads in store for you.
Yes, so welcome to the second hour. We set out with a mission to help you start your day with a touch of gold like the Midas touch.
Speaking of Midas, you know Midas is the nickname of our producer. We see what you did there. Don't leave me.
Don't worry. Don't leave me.
So soak yourself in that wonderfulness of what we have for you, and we're about to get into it right now. Thanks so much for letting us into your homes. It's always appreciated.
You know, of course, that all dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. So let's pursue our dreams. It's a new day. It's a fresh opportunity. Now, that's a quote, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And it's from the late Walt Disney. Yeah. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Feeling like
it's just about the imagination.
Yes,
and there's so many great things that we dreamt as young people that sometimes our situation, our environment just fizzle those dreams out. You can still have new dreams and you can still achieve.
You are never too old to be rich. You're never too old to be successful. anything can happen.
Don't forget, you need to follow all those health guidelines. The fight against this deadly virus is not over yet. Keep clean, stay distant. My name is Titi Oyinsan.
And I am Mary Bashua Alimi. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connects.
We also have a super cool app for you. It's available for download for both Android and iOS. It allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely anywhere. And to watch all our exciting episodes from YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's TVC Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
And also this Friday, we have someone special joining us on Wake Up Nigeria. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but it's someone really special. And that will be by 2:30 p.m. via IG Live.
Now, today is our Wonder Woman Wednesday. It's all ladies in the house except our chef. He's a very lucky man today.
What?
Yes, he's blessed amongst women.
Blessed in the presence
Is
of
he the
women.
lucky one or Tope that is there with him?
He's the lucky one, excuse you.
Tope, you are the lucky one.
Chef
Because
Ben.
you get to have his company.
So you see, that's the thing, objectifying the woman again.
Hey, I did that deliberately. I knew you were going to say something.
Chef Ben, yes, good to have you here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Titi. Say, right.
You see, there's a message in there. Maybe I should hang out in the kitchen. Maybe you should just come this way. You know. But we have to tell everyone what's happening today. We have Emem on life hacks this morning.
And today she'll be showing us a trick or two on panty liners.
And the internet, of course, is a maze of amusement. We put together some of the most funny videos we found for you on a lighter note.
And then, of course, Ebenezer Miracle, a nutritionist and a certified member of Association of Nigerian Dietitians, who is passionate about healthy living, will join us on Nutrition Today to talk to us on carbohydrates. Are they really the enemy?
And on relationships, we're joined by healthy relationship advocate, relationship expert, and life coach, Abisola Buhari. Now, she'll be talking to us about benefits of spousal friendship.
Akin Busari, popularly known as Akin, is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, and music producer, and he is the crooner of the popular Nigerian girl song.
The better half of me, she's everything I need. Hey, God's creation, one of a kind. Want every penny, precious not time. Want all the trouble, always on my mind.
And then, of course, we have Tope on the news.
Yes, so it's time for the news update.
Time for the news updates.
Nigeria's COVID-19 cases is about to hit the 50,000 mark. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, reported 410 new cases of coronavirus overnight, taking the country's total number of cases to 49,895. Lagos recorded the highest figure with 210 cases, followed by the Federal Capital Territory with 45 cases. Other states with high numbers include Ondo with 30, Plateau had 21 new cases, Edo 19, and Ogun recorded 16 new infections. So far, 37,051 people have been discharged, while 981 people have died from the COVID-19 complications. Nigeria and other West African nations are making progress in ensuring a peaceful resolution to the crisis in Mali, with renewed emphasis on the need for dialogue. This and other developments were the focus of a briefing by Goodluck Jonathan while meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the villa in Abuja. The former president and special envoy disclosed that the judicial arm of the government in Mali has been sorted out with the reconstitution of the Constitutional Court and the filing of vacancies in the Supreme Court. He was in the country last week for meetings with political and religious leaders, ambassadors of the United States, France, Russia, Germany, and others. On his part, President Buhari, who also visited Bamako last month, thanked his predecessors for what he calls the stamina displayed in resolving the crisis. Governor Abdullahi Sulay has commended the federal government for supporting Nasarawa State in the fight against insecurity. The governor, who met with President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, thanked him for setting up a third mobile police training college in the state. He is of the view that bandits dislodged from the northwest and northeast are responsible for the security challenges confronting the state due to its hilly and rocky terrain. He noted that all security formations in different areas have also contributed in reducing the level of insecurity. The Northeast Development Association has called on the DSS and the Nigerian police to query the activities of individuals that may further pose more security problems in the sub-region. According to them, the region is already devastated by the activities of insurgents, which calls for the presence of all the security agencies in the region to fight and bring an end to the Boko Haram menace. And that cannot be achieved if there is no synergy between the government and the military. The group was once the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, who is equally a Northeasterner and an indigene of Borno State, to rescue the state from terrorist attacks. We are staying with political development in Mali, where President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta has been arrested by mutinying soldiers. A government spokesman has confirmed this to journalists. Prime Minister Boubou Sisi has also been arrested despite earlier appeals for brotherly dialogue. The apparent coup attempt in West African nation began with a gunfire at a key military camp near the capital, Bamako, on Tuesday morning in the city. Young men set a government-owned building on fire. It comes hours after disgruntled junior officers detained commanders and took control of the Kati camp about 15 kilometers, 9 miles from Bamako. The mutiny has been condemned by regional group ECOWAS, the African Union, and former colonial power France. Well, that's it on the news updates for this hour. We have Mary on standby.
Welcome back. Yeah, well, it's about time for us to take another quick look at the headlines in the dailies. Am I mistaken? We're starting with the Nation.
Yeah, let's start with the
this
Nation.
morning. Okay, yeah, Wednesday, August 19th, 2020. The headline on the cover of the Nation says 774,000 public works jobs. PDP lawmakers reject slots. Minister, allocation a mere privilege. Nigerians will be beneficiaries. Story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 5. PNID director firms charged with money laundering. Page 28 has more on that. Police probe dirty fight between Ohakim and woman. ASU seeks visitation panel for Unilag, demands probe of VC's sack. Page 8 has more on that. Meanwhile, the federal government plans 3.1 trillion naira for debt servicing in 2021. And Prime Minister arrested in Mali mutiny. US, AU, ECOWAS condemn crisis. Meanwhile, Jonathan briefs Buhari in Abuja. Let me wrap with this. Makinde to police. Rearrest killer suspect now. I still don't understand how he got free in the first place. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation.
Yeah, moving on to the cover of the Punch. This morning, we have loan. Crisis hits reps panel. Ministry summoned over sovereignty clause. Chairman digging into issues beyond his mandate. Aggrieved member. I won't stop probe. We must renegotiate dangerous clauses, says Osai. No law permits China to seize government institutions, declares Bolaji Akinyemi. A photo story here showing soldiers arrest embattled Malian president. PM citizens celebrate. At the bottom of the paper, we have man flees after allegedly abducting, raping Lagos fashion designer at gunpoint. How Lagos boat helmsman caused 12 passengers' death over 300 naira, says police. Makinde orders rearrest of fleeing Oyo serial killer. And to the top of the paper, we have 774,000 jobs. Reps reject slots. Keyamo dismisses protest. Lawyers compile tribunal records as Diri appeals judgment. And finally, no court order stopped deregistration of 22 parties, says INEC. You can read this and get more information on the Punch newspaper for today.
The Guardian newspaper is up next, and it says here, ATMs dispensed 30 trillion naira in 6 years. Despite errors, Nigerians groan over failing e-payment channels. 70,000 ATM shortfall slows operations. Poor network, downtime, deepen crisis. Dispense errors in Nigeria, the highest globally. Goodness me. ATCON tasks banks on redundancy infrastructure. Now, it gives you a little infographic there on banks and ATM transaction volumes in the past 6 years. While you glance over that, we also have this headline: stalemate in Unilag crisis as ASU joins fray. Varsity's teachers urge probe of sack of VC, announce own software to tackle corruption in schools. Just under the masthead there, it says, again, Ghana revives non-tariff barriers to challenge Nigerian businesses. On the industry pages there in The Guardian.
Moving on to Vanguard, this morning we have Keyamo reps in fresh tussle over 774,000 jobs. Reps Minority Caucus rejects 30 slots for lawmakers. Whether reps accept or not, it's irrelevant, says Keyamo. Disagreement laughable, not ways to create jobs, says TUC. A photo here showing the President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, who is also ECOWAS special envoy on Mali crisis, during an audience at the presidential villa in Abuja. Finally, we have blasphemy. Sharia Council urges Ganduje to okay sentence for Kano singer. There's so much on the Vanguard newspaper and all the papers we have this morning. You might want to grab a copy and be informed.
Yes, quite a lot. We have to head over to the garden, however.
Olive oil.
Sesame oil.
Welcome to the kitchen, people. I'm sure you're wondering what was happening. So I was trying to guess the ingredients here, and it's so hard. I mean, you feel like you know all these things, but then when you're with a chef, you just realize that you know so little. Welcome, Chef Ben.
Thank you very much.
Have you here.
It's a pleasure being here.
And our breakfast this morning, I don't know how you people feel about it, but me, I feel some type of way. Chef Ben, what are we having this morning?
All right, this morning we're going to make a salad, not just a salad, but my recipe, Chef Ben salad. So these are recipes that are, these are ingredients that I've curated over time, and I've worked with them. And there's a lot going on here, and we're going to blend everything all in together, and then we're going to make our own dressing this morning. Yeah, we're going to make sesame oil dressing this morning.
Sesame oil dressing.
Like sesame oil, vinaigrette kind of dressing.
Okay. So what inspired this salad? Because it's not the conventional salads that we're used to. Okay,
so I think when I cook, I like to cook with a message. I like to cook, passing a message across. So I also like to work with colors. So I like to, not just sweet food, not just tasty food, but a beautiful, good-looking food. So this is a combination of different colors, different textures, and different flavors, basically.
Okay, so let's quickly run through what we have here. Okay. We have a cucumber, eggplant,
black sesame seed, olive oil, black pepper, avocado, lemon, mustard, soy sauce, eggs, orange, we have salt, we have tomatoes, we have carrots, we have coriander, we have sesame oil, we have garlic,
and then we have something
and then we have here just to add some savory taste to it. I made carrot puree earlier, so very simple to make. All you need to do is just get your carrot, get onions, get black pepper, salt in a pan with butter. Just saute it. Add some stock, cook it down. When it's fully soft, add some cream to it. Put it into the blender, blend it straight, and then pass it through sieve. Then you have
cream. What's cooking
cream? Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say that I can't see the carrots. I mean, the carrots should have come up very orange.
Because there is cooking cream in it. That's why you see the color. It's lighter.
Yeah. Okay, so for your benefits, we have, for the carrot puree, we have salt, leek, stock, garlic, cream, carrots, celery, onions, and unsalted butter. Exactly. So that's going to be like what we're going to use. So
that's like the savoriness. That's going to be the base of the salad. Yes. So there are different layers to it.
The salad, and then now the ingredients for the salad, we have salt, egg, carrot, lemon, avocado, coriander, sesame oil, black pepper, cherry tomatoes, black sesame seed, orange segment, purple eggplant, orange zest, tomatoes, cucumber, olive oil, lemon, and garlic. This is interesting because I know for a fact that nobody watching this show right now can prepare this. So you do not want to go anywhere, because how else would you learn than to stay glued to Chef Ben's creation? Definitely. All right, let's start. Let's get it.
Great.
So what are we starting with?
I'm going to get a knife.
Okay.
Then the first thing we'll do is to get the eggplant. It's been washed.
Yes.
So we just want to slice down this way.
Okay.
Very thin.
So are we going to cook anything on fire?
Yeah, we're going to cook. We are going to do, we're going to fry egg.
Oh, okay.
And then,
okay.
yeah, we're going to fry egg, and then we're going to just pan-sear this one a little bit.
Okay.
Then this is fine here.
Okay.
Then what I'm going to do to this cucumber is to just shave it. What I did is just, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
I have the peeler here.
Okay.
Just for beauty and just to put them together. All you just want to do is just to just get your peeler.
Oh, okay.
Just go down this
so
way.
This is what you people used to use.
You go down this way. So this way you can, you know, beautifully roll it and then do some very nice creation with it.
Yes.
So this would stand this way. So
this is the trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. If you're like me, that I've been thinking of how you use your knife to shave your cucumber.
This is going on here. And then I want us quickly, you know, make the salad dressing. Then we can keep that aside so that all the flavors can all work together. So what we need to do is just get 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay.
We have the mustard here.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Ooh,
just a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Then you have the
garlic.
The garlic.
Okay.
Then I'm going to get a little lemon juice for acidity.
Okay. Are you guys enjoying this? Because I am loving it.
And I'm just going to squeeze that in. Then just give it a mix. It's going to add a touch of black pepper.
Black peppers, okay.
So I'm going to give you a spoon to taste this.
Ooh.
Then we're going to add some sesame oil.
Okay.
That's like the main thing itself.
Okay.
So it's all combined together.
All combined together.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to just put it in my hand.
Just put it in. I'm going to wash it.
I'm going to sound very Nigerian. This tastes like Oyinbo people's food. This is lovely.
All right.
This is lovely, but we're going to proceed.
All right.
But before we proceed, Emem is definitely going to be taking us away with life hacks. Emem is all yours.
Thank you very much, Tope. I mean, what you've got there in the kitchen is a sure example of fine dining.
I know.
Welcome to Life Hacks, people. So I'm pretty excited about today's Life Hacks. You all know what comes to mind when you see panty liners or sanitary towels. But did you know that there are other ways we can use them that could save us a lot of embarrassment? I know you're asking, how? Here are a few tricks that I'm going to show you very soon. Now you're going to be like, really? Yes, really. First off, so yeah, I've got my sanitary towels here and I've got my panty liners. So the difference between panty liners and sanitary towels, well, you can Google it, but I'm sure you can already see the difference, you know, by the size here. Panty liners are smaller and thinner, while sanitary towels are bigger and longer and thicker. Yeah. First off, do you deal with sweaty underarms? You know that embarrassing thing that happens where you're wearing like a you're looking all decked up and then suddenly you sweat and then there's like that patch happening there. That's not pretty. It's not good to look at. So let me show you a trick. Let's assume that you're putting on this top. Take it inside out, yeah? Very simple, easy trick. It works. Try it. I'm telling you. Next up, you take up your panty liners. You could use a sanitary towel if you like. So you take out the outer layer gently. Remember that part, you know that part of the sanitary towel or the panty liner that sticks? Yes. So next up, now that you've turned your shirt inside out, you know where the underarm area is? You stick it nicely to it. See that? So what this does is basically traps in all that sweat from your underarms. So you don't even have to wear deodorant because this keeps you safe and you have nothing to worry about. Another trick that you could use with panty liners are, do you deal with sweaty feet? I know. Those, you know, there are times where you're like maybe going through anxiety or you're having like a nervous breakdown and it causes you to sweat on your palm or on your feet. panty liners to the rescue. So basically, you just take off the outer layer once again. Yeah, so I've got a shoe here. And you know that sweaty feet actually cause your shoes to smell. And they are very embarrassing. Nah, not a good smell at all. So what you just do, you have your shoe and you just stick that in nicely. And then you put your feet in and you are good to go. Don't be shy, you. Trust me, panty liners are versatile, so as, you know, sanitary towels. So this is something that I personally had to deal with when I was breastfeeding with Elsie and Eliana, where you have leakages, like, you know, so much breast milk, you can't take it anymore, and then it starts to leak. Oh, that's not a good fit. I mean, there are times where I was like really embarrassed because I didn't know what to use to, you know, taking all that extra leakage. Panty liners to the rescue, trust me. So you take your bra, and so the inner part of it, yeah, you take your panty liners again to the rescue. Yes, yes, yes. And take off the outer layer, the sticky part, and you just put it nicely on the inner part of the bra. There. So what I'm actually going to do here is just, you know, so you see, that basically just traps in all that extra breast milk that's just, you know, pouring out of your shirts. This just, you know, takes all of it in, absorbs it nicely. You don't need to worry about leakages anymore. Another trick that works, if you're one of those people who hides your money from your spouse, or let's say you've been dealing with people stealing monies from your wallets. Now, take your money, fold it in, wrap it in nicely, like I have here, as you can see. And then you have your sanitary towel. Trust me, nobody's going to touch this. You just put your money nicely in, tuck it in nicely. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, you see? And you just, you know, stick it back in. See? Nobody will know. Your hubby will not even go close to this, trust me. You can try it out. Titi is laughing. Okay, so finally, having to deal with menstrual cramps. I remember menstrual cramps is something that I deal with most of the time, especially when I have my period. So what works for me is I get my socks. I have rice in here, uncooked rice. Pour it in to my socks. And then tie it up nicely. Like you put in a lot of rice though, like uncooked rice. And then you put it in the microwave. So basically it's just to heat it up a bit. So once that is done, you flatten it out like I'm doing here, and then you place it on your pelvic region. That area where you feel that menstrual cramp, place it on and lie down. Trust me. Before you say Jack Robinson, you're sleeping already. It is so relaxing. You can try this out. And then, okay, so one more trick before I go. Just one more trick. So I can show, because I can show brands here, I would have shown you how to do it, but it's basically just easy. If you really don't, it's just another way to hide your sanitary towels or your panty liners. So you could just get like biscuit wrappers or sweet wrappers and just, you know, put them in. That way, nobody knows that you're on your period, or well, of course, they'll think, it's biscuits, but then you keep it nicely and you keep it safe where no one sees it. And that's it for panty liners hacks for today. These are just like basic tricks that, you know, could help you make your life better. Will you be trying any of them? Please let me know. Send in your comments on all our social media platforms. I would like to hear from you. And I've been seeing a few people posting my life hack videos. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. And well, there's still so much more on Wake Up Nigeria. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to the kitchen, people. I mean, before we left, it was really fast, but yeah, we made something super amazing. If you're just joining us, I and Chef Ben are making his special salad. So, what are we doing next?
All right, so we're just going to eat this up on the eat.
Yes, that's our carrot puree.
Eat the carrot puree.
Yes.
Then we're going to fry the egg.
Okay.
So I'm just going to allow the pan to get hot a little bit because I want the yolk to still run. So we're going to have something like a sunny side up egg. So you have that yellow color to create some effect in the, so this is a bit odd. I'm just going to add.
So while we're frying the egg, you should tell us, Chef Ben, what do you do when you're not here?
I'm a professional chef.
Okay.
Either I'm doing a private dinner, or I'm hosting people, or I'm in a restaurant, or I'm curating menu, or I stay around food most times. So you can say food is my second best friend, or the other thing that I do mostly. So I stay around cooking a lot.
So do you have a restaurant, or you go for fine dining like home services?
I do, and I'm working on something right now.
Okay.
It's two different businesses, a bakery business and a food business, basically.
Good.
So very soon it's going to be open to the public.
Taking over.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So
we're definitely going to be here.
Definitely.
All right, so
we're just going to allow this, and then we're just going to add a pinch of salt.
Okay.
On it. So you want to make sure that the heat is not too much.
Yeah.
That way it's going to burn out.
Okay.
And then to create some, to have some, to make it look really beautiful, we're going to like shape it out with this mold. Yeah, so we're not going to have this, this entire egg in it. So we're going to just kind of cut it down as soon as the egg is done.
It's done. Okay. So what are we doing next while that is frying?
Yeah. While that is frying, this has already been cut up. We're just going to season this.
Okay.
So to season it, all you need is just a few drops of salt.
Salt, okay.
Just to give it some taste.
Taste, yeah.
Yeah. Then black pepper.
Black peppers. Okay, so we're seasoning our eggplants. Now, if you're just joining us, the ingredients for your Chef Ben salad is salt, eggs, carrot, lemon, avocado, coriander, sesame oil, black pepper, cherry tomatoes, garlic, lemon, olive oil, cucumber, tomatoes, orange zest, purple eggplant, orange segment, and black sesame seed. Okay.
So this is good now. So we're just going to carefully take this out.
Yeah, okay, now to make the carrot puree, we have salt, leek stock, garlic, cream, carrots, celery, onions, and unsalted butter.
Yep.
Yeah, now if you want to achieve that at home, that's your ingredients. Now, if you missed the earlier segment where he explained how to achieve it, all you need to do is go to our YouTube channel, TVC Entertainment, check for the kitchen segment, check for Chef Ben segment, and you can just catch up on that. Okay?
And then we're just going to some sort of cut this
This is
out.
interesting.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
So this
all
is
the egg.
So this is all we
This
need.
is all we need.
Yeah. So we're just going to keep this aside here. Then we put this back.
Okay, on fire?
On fire. I'm just going to grab a pan.
Pan, okay.
I'll do that.
So we're going to pan sear the eggplant.
Yeah, the eggplant.
Okay.
You could also grill it as well.
Oh, okay.
And you could also roast it if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it depends on your choice.
Preference, yeah.
Preference basically.
Okay.
So I'm just going to allow the pan to get hot. Just going to add a little oil in it.
Okay.
Then put the eggplant. Into the pan. Then you flip it. When you flip it, you season the other side.
The other side.
basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because salt draws out moisture.
Yeah.
So you don't want it to become soggy. We want it to be as crispy as possible. So that's why we are holding on to be. And also you also want the salt to also penetrate into the grain.
Eggplant. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as we are done with that, the next thing we are going to do is to couple the salad.
Okay.
We're just going to plate it beautifully. Bring all the elements together and then see what
what
it
we're going to.
becomes.
Yeah, okay. I'm super excited because I don't even know what to expect. But guess what? Chef Ben, he has never disappointed, and I'm sure he's not going to disappoint today.
Definitely.
But right next on the show, we can't just take everything. We have nutrition, and you definitely want to stick around for this. Don't go anywhere. It's over to you.
With all the good-looking, healthy-looking food in the kitchen, I think it's just perfect that we're talking nutrition. Now, as you know, nutrition is the science that interprets the nutrients and how they help fuel our body. This morning, we are joined by nutritionist Ebenezer Miracle, a nutritionist who is passionate about healthy living, and he will be talking about carbohydrates. Are they really the enemy? Well, honestly, I can't wait to find out. Hi, Ebenezer. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so Ebenezer, you know what? We're going to start off with you answering that question before we now really dissect the answer. Okay? So carbohydrates,
Okay.
are they really the enemy?
No, carbohydrates are not the enemies at all.
So when you say carbohydrates
They are
are not the enemy, what then is the enemy? What then is the problem?
We are our own problems.
Ah,
Yeah, we are
why
our
did you
own
have to
problems.
hit the nail on the head like that?
Oh, I just had to hit the nail on the head like that. We are our own problems because before now, what we thought was a problem was fat.
Yeah,
Then from there, we graduated. Now we are in carbohydrates.
yeah.
And maybe in 5-10 years' time, you would face protein. But really, the problem is we are our own problems because we don't check our lifestyle yet. We don't check our lifestyle. We do major junks. We are idle. We are sedentary. We don't want to move around. You see somebody that wants to lose weight. He wants to lose 10 kg in 2 days. The same 10 kg you put on in almost 3 months, you want to shed it in 2 days.
Miracles
so we are our
happen
own
now.
problem.
Miracles happen,
that?
don't you think? I said miracles happen.
Oh,
Just do
miracles happen from
abracadabra
God,
and
not-
the fat is all gone. Okay,
Yeah,
but seriously,
they actually happen. But what are the implications?
okay, Ebenezer, now we've established the fact that carbohydrates are not the problem and all. So how then can we make use of carbohydrates in our diet in such a way that it will not be a problem at all?
Okay, let me say this first. Carbohydrate is not even a problem. Carbohydrate is not even linked with any non-communicable disease at all.
Okay.
Even diabetes. Sugar doesn't cause diabetes. Carbohydrate
Really now?
doesn't cause diabetes. Carbohydrate is needed in everybody's diet, yes. Carbohydrate is needed in everybody's diet. Everybody. Dick, Tom, and Harry, everybody. What happens is this, especially for brain function, there are nerve impulses that go through our brain, and they are only caused if there is the presence of glucose. Glucose is the fuel for the body and also for the brain also. The only place where carbohydrate is a problem is for epileptic children or epileptic patients, where they have to do away with carbohydrates and they have to go on a keto diet. What happens there is that when there's too much carbohydrate, glucose going through the brain, it gives too much nerve impulses. It's just like electricity. The nerve impulses I'm talking about is just like electricity. So when there's too much nerve impulses, you start noticing that they start having too much convulsions and too much jerkings. So that's when you can only move carbohydrate. But for every other thing, you can't see a food that doesn't have carbohydrate unless you just want to be drinking oil, vegetable oil.
And that doesn't help
Exactly.
anyway. Yeah.
It wouldn't help at all. Unless you just want to be drinking vegetable oil and be eating meat or fish. But for every other food we eat, carbohydrates are there. And we can't do away with carbohydrate. We can't run away from carbohydrates at all. Even the people that claim to go on a low carb, if you check the vegetables and the fruits they're eating, there's still carbohydrates there.
Okay.
So
But you know,
carbohydrates
since
really
we
is
have
not-
so much carbohydrates in our diet, then it's obvious that there's a lot to watch out for regarding carbohydrates. That's why I asked how can we then manage our diet in such a way that we don't, since you said it's not a problem, we don't abuse carbohydrates in our diets? How can we maximize it?
Okay, how you can maximize this is that there are carbohydrates there are different types of sources of carbohydrates. The carbohydrates from pulses, There are different sources of carbohydrates. There are carbohydrates from pulses, there are carbohydrates from wheat and grain and whole wheat and all. So we just need to know the ones that are healthier than each and the other ones.
Okay.
And if you want to start breaking down carbohydrate is vast. But for us to know which one is better off in our diet, is for us to know the ones that contain more fiber.
Okay.
And the ones that have the ones that contains more of complex sugar, because carbohydrate has complex sugar and they have simple sugars.
Okay.
So for diabetics, the ones they should even run away from totally is the ones of simple sugar. But for the one of complex sugar, they can take that and take it in moderation.
Okay. Okay. So which ones make up complex? Okay. Which ones make up complex and simple?
Which one make up complex sugar?
Yes.
Our normal staple foods: rice, beans, bread, curry, cassava.
So what then makes it simple that is a problem for diabetes?
Simple sugars are mostly they come from sweets. They come from normal or refined sugar. Okay. Sometimes they even come from fruits. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes,
okay. You know, this seems to me to be a very broad subject. In fact, I think if we're going to talk more about it, we'll probably have to really put it into different sections. But so far, so good. So far, so good. At least we've established the fact that carbohydrates aren't the problem. The problem is how you eat them, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
how you burn them off also.
And how you burn them off, exactly. Thank you so much for your time, Ebenezer. All right.
Yeah, I love any song that makes women, look, sound, and sound beautiful and be appreciated is worth singing at least. And that was a beautiful video, by the way, as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Very Nigerian.
The third hour, a lot of stuff, especially on the angle. I've been seeing some of the feedback on social media regarding our discussion
earlier.
Some people have been laughing at us
before,
saying oranges get bad. That's why some people go for apples.
But apples,
I saw that tweet.
But apples bruise easily.
They don't know.
So please.
Yes, so it seems like you're very compartmentalized.
Yes, so
apples put us as apple, oranges.
If you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry. It'll be posted on social media. You can always go there and check it out. Join the
conversation.
We said we were going to talk a little bit about, some of our experiences. I mentioned something about, deciding to change churches earlier during our discussion. And it's because it did actually happen to me. There was someone I was dating, and because I was dating the person, I decided, you know what, the church he was going to was where I was going to go. So basically, I was going for 6 a.m. mass, 6 p.m. mass.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I was doing that, which is I felt I was doing exactly. So it wasn't about me anymore. It was just about making sure he was happy about it, and I was becoming the woman he wanted me to be. So as soon as the relationship ended, I didn't feel any connection with that church family anymore. And if, for instance, a person...
You didn't join Legion of Mary?
Well, almost.
No, she couldn't have joined. She was probably a bit too old.
But I learned all the prayers.
I've heard so many ridiculous things women have had to do, just to make the relationship happy or make a man happy. And there's just one I've not been able to relate with.
Which is?
Giving a man money.
Oh.
What is wrong with giving a man money?
What's wrong with it?
I don't know if there's anything wrong with it. But me, I can't relate with it. I remember once, one of my exes used to use my laptop.
Okay.
And then one of those times like this, I was just going through my laptop, and then a message started popping up from nowhere. Only for me, eventually it was some other girl that he was involved with in Yankee. On my laptop. I carried the laptop like this. Carried it to my house. Thank you very much. I see my laptop to cheat on me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with giving money to your
I don't think so.
I think it's beautiful to be able to actually afford.
Yeah, support.
Give him.
So that's the thing. Now, it's one thing for you to give willingly and freely, but it's another thing to feel obliged to. So that's the problem. You feel like if you don't do it, it's like
see, at the end of the day,
he's not going to be happy about it because of man. Except that man is your husband. Don't go and collect loan for boyfriend. your eye will open like this in this Lagos.
Okay.
Well, what works for one person might not work for the other person. That's the way I see it. But I know what works for us right now is news. And Tope is on it.
Yes, I will begin the news as Nigeria's COVID-19 cases is about to hit the 50,000 mark. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, reported 410 new cases of coronavirus overnight, taking the country's total number of cases to 49,895. Lagos recorded the highest figure with 210 cases, followed by the Federal Capital Territory with 45 cases. Other states with high numbers include Ondo with 30, Plateau had 21 new cases, Edo 19, and Ogun recorded 16 new infections. So far, 37,051 people have been discharged, while 981 people have died from the COVID-19 complications. Nigeria and other West African nations are making progress in ensuring a peaceful resolution to the crisis in Mali, with renewed emphasis on the need for dialogue. This and other developments were the focus of a briefing by Goodluck Jonathan while meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the villa in Abuja. The former president and special envoy disclosed that the judicial arm of the government in Mali has been sorted out with the reconstitution of the Constitutional Court and the filling of vacancies in the Supreme Court. He was in the country last week for meetings with political and religious leaders, ambassadors of the United States, France, Russia, Germany, and others. On his part, President Buhari, who also visited Bamako last month, thanks his predecessor for what he calls the stamina displayed in resolving the crisis. Governor Abdullahi Sulay has commended the federal government for supporting Nasarawa State in the fight against insecurity. The governor, who met with President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, thanked him for setting up a third mobile police training college in the state. He is of the view that bandits dislodged from the northwest and northeast are responsible for the security challenges confronting the state due to its hilly and rocky terrain. He noted that all security formations in different areas have also contributed to reducing the level of insecurity. The Northeast Development Association has called on DSS and the Nigerian police to query the activities of individuals that may further pose more security problems in the sub-region. According to them, the region is already devastated by the activities of insurgents, which calls for the presence of all security agencies in the region to fight and bring an end to the Boko Haram menace. And that cannot be achieved if there is no synergy between the government and the military. The group also wants the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, who is equally a Northeasterner and an indigene of Borno State, to rescue the state from terrorist attack. We are staying with political development in Mali, where President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta has been arrested by mutinying soldiers. A government spokesman has confirmed this to journalists. Prime Minister Boubou Sessi has also been arrested despite earlier appeals for brotherly dialogue. The apparent coup attempt in the West African nation began with gunfire at a key military camp near the capital, Bamako, on Tuesday morning. In the city, young men set a government-owned building on fire. This comes hours after disgruntled junior officers detained commanders and took control of the Kati camp about 15 kilometers from Bamako. The mutiny has been condemned by regional group ECOWAS, the African Union, and former colonial power France. Well, that's it on news for today on Wake Up Nigeria. Virtual.
Yeah, we know. See, that's what we're talking about. Women having their own. You know, 300,000, 10 million. Go and take care of your wife at home. In fact, doesn't mean that you as a man should not give us breakfast. Yes. So yeah, finish plates.
Okay, so we're just going to quickly do the plating.
Okay.
So we have our carrot puree going into the plate. Just going to
make
it.
Puree.
Yes.
Okay. What's in it?
You have carrot, you have celery, you have salt, you have cooking cream.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm just going to make it like a small.
Okay.
Then those are the base.
This one seems to have taken all the space. So is there space?
There definitely there is. So we're just going to go in with the
tomatoes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is Chef Ben's original creation.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So this is the first of its kind.
What is it called?
Chef Ben's special salad.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And it does it for it's fine dining, for home services. So we're having like an exclusive breakfast.
Wow. You see that fine dining part just made me wonder, how much would I pay for this wonderful Chef Ben's creation?
Oh, well, it's definitely not going to be just this plate.
Yes.
It's going to come like it could be a three-course meal.
Yeah,
part of a meal.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you have the cost of each plate. So you know what you are getting into. So what am I getting into if I want to order this?
Well, that would have to be discussed offset.
When you hear things like that, Auntie, come with your checkbook.
See, we admire people like Toke.
Avocado.
We are heading there.
We're not heading there.
We are just heading there.
So that's the avocado.
That's the avocado.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Then we have the egg.
Yes.
Which is the sunny side up.
The sunny side up.
Sunny side up, yes.
It's going to be in the middle.
Wow.
This way. Then
black.
I'm going to sprinkle some black sesame seed to create that effect.
Hey, giving them.
On it. Then the next thing that goes in is the salad dressing.
Did you put that in?
I'm going to put it.
Put it. This is like the first thing
What's inside the salad dressing?
I guess Tope would be able
olive
to
oil.
Yeah.
So this has olive oil. It has sesame seed. It has mushroom, right?
Mustard?
Mustard, yes. It has mustard. It has sesame oil as well. It has lemon. We squeezed a teeny weeny bit of lemon for taste.
Lemon, yeah.
For, I think you said for
has the
acidity.
orange zest.
Orange zest, yes.
If you have this for breakfast, you don't deserve food for the next 1 week again.
You can't. If you have this for breakfast, don't ruin it with anything else.
Exactly. Just allow it to take over.
Is fantabulous.
See, I'm seeing a tree here. We should have the side view of this.
Ben's tree.
It looks like
trees
just
this
look at that.
Is amazing. If you're just joining us, you really miss. But guess what? You can catch up on this by visiting our YouTube page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go to the kitchen segments and catch up on how to make this amazing creation by Chef Ben.
Thank you very
Fantastic.
much.
Wow, this is actually very good looking.
Yeah.
So we can't wait
Thank you very much.
Complete it with the tasting.
Yeah. But you know what? We're not going to
ready.
taste it now. We just had to come back so you all can see this. But we have Titi and Emem on standby.
Yeah.
What's
Talking
that
relationship.
Yes.
I wonder what they are up to.
Okay, no.
Maybe we should go on a breakfast. Because Emem is looking like she's about to blow. So before people think Emem is on another rave now, let's just take this break. We'll be back.
To drink.
Exactly.
Calm down.
Don't give her the salad.
Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for some relationship talk. Yes, and of course, every relationship has its ups and downs, highs and lows. But one key thing is the right connection between both parties. We are joined by healthy relationship advocate, relationship expert, and life coach, Abdullahi, and she'll be talking to us about the benefits of spousal friendship. Hello, Ms. Abisola.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, so let's jump straight into it. Should our spouses first be our friends? Very simple question. Is it a yes or no answer, though?
Sorry, to add to that.
Absolutely yes.
Ms. Abisola. Yes, she says yes. But to add to that, there is a school of thought that some therapists will advise that it's not a good idea for you to be best friends with your spouse. Is that true?
I want to disagree with that because there are much benefits in being best friend with your spouse than not being best friend with him or her.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't have other friendship. You know, like when we're talking about best friend, like I'm talking about not the BFF on the ground, like the real thing that between you and your spouse behind closed doors, you can just bear it all without being judged. Somebody that is going to help you fulfill your purpose, somebody that is going to trust you, somebody that is going to be there for you. And I feel like with these, there are so many benefits. There are so many benefits in being friends with your spouse, best friends, not just being friends.
Okay, so in that case, can we outline those benefits? Can we outline those benefits?
First thing is, all right. I said first thing first, it helps eradicate assumptions. when you are best friend with your spouse, it helps you eradicate assumptions. And going by what is happening in relationships and marriage, you know, assumptions lead to misconceptions. And with misconceptions, you jump into unnecessary conclusion, and that breeds up conflict in that relationship. But when you're best friend, you don't even have to assume, because you are there to share everything with one another. And when we are talking about eradicating assumption, that is, there is effective communication. Effective communication. You get to communicate all times. And mind you,
Mr. Bisola, sorry to interrupt there. Okay, sharing everything, how much of everything should you tell your spouse?
How much of everything?
Yes.
It depends on you. Like, if you want to build trust, then you don't have to hold back. You don't have to hold back. Just many of us, majority of us, do not share our long-time goals, our dreams, our life dreams with our partner during courtship. And some people share, but they get to pivot along the line. And this is why we have issues when you see wives saying their husband is not supporting their dreams, they are not supporting their choice of career. But being friends with each other will help you manage this, because everybody has a purpose in life. Everybody has a purpose in life, and your spouse, your spouse owes you a duty to help you fulfill that purpose. So now tell me, if you are holding back, maybe because you want to get a degree, you want to get a certification, but you feel like if you tell your spouse, he might not want to support you, she might not buy into it. So you have to go and share that dream with another person. It's fine. You can have an accountability partner beside your spouse, but holding back on things, I don't support that. Because there are a lot of benefits.
I was going to jump in here to say, there are a lot of friendships that actually turn sour. So as young people, we build friendships with people, and sometimes those friends fall by the side. You sort of outgrow some friendships. And there are some people who decide along the line that, it's not really their friend that they should marry, and they end up leaving a long-term friendship to start a marriage with someone completely different. For instance, maybe if you've been friends with someone for like 2 years, 3 years, and then it's time to get married, then you decide, this is a friend, only a friend. What advice would you give to someone who's in that position right now?
Like, it's fine. It's fine to leave that person and move on. And this is just the best decision. When you realize that this person is better off as a friend than a lifetime partner, then you don't have to move on with that person. And how can you get to know about this? That is when you ask the ideal questions before saying I do. A lot of us just jump into, I do. We describe our ideal man as tall, huge, broad shoulders, dark, blah, 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 God-fearing, and all that. But we don't ask some personal questions when we look into the future. Like for instance, my dream was to be a lawyer, practice law for a while, and become a judge and retired and live a very private life. But then I got into beautypreneur, then I got into some other business, then land in life coaching and relationship, what have you. It's basically because I have shared, I'm a best friend, I'm a friend to my husband. That is when this call came, he was able to understand with me. And to start with, my husband was my friend. He was my friend for like 3 years before we started dating. So if at that point I realized that he was better off as a friend, I'll leave him in that friend zone and move on with another person. Because mental health, you have to put a lot of things into consideration. I see anybody that tells me they don't want to go on with their partner basically because they are better of our friends, I give kudos to them because it's a very hard decision to make.
Okay, Abisola, well, this conversation is definitely not going to end here because there are some critical questions that I'd like to really ask when it comes to being able to balance being a partner and being a friend. And I'm sure we'll continue this conversation next week because
you know what, before we leave this particular segment, just tell us one more benefit of being friends with your spouse. Just one more.
Just drop it.
Yes, just drop it.
One benefit is your spouse help you fulfill your purpose in life.
All right, great.
And to me, that's profound.
All right, great. We'll definitely continue this conversation next week. Thank you so much, Ms. Abisola, for this conversation.
Yeah.
And
so I would like to, mention, the fact that there are different types of friendships. And there are some friendships that people end up saying, lead to disrespect because the person knows a bit too much about you. And I was going to go there with her as well.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, there's so much, this spousal friendship thing. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Right. But I think at this point, you see that salad is just looking at me.
Yeah, no, that salad has become my friend.
And it's beckoning on me.
Let's head to the kitchen, shall we?
All right, then.
Chef Ben.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Wait. I don't understand. I'm supposed to be there.
Needs to be over there for a bit.
I'm the one having breakfast.
Hang out over there for a little
I'm
while.
on a diet. Thank you very much.
Hello, Betty.
I am on a diet.
But that looks,
it looks really good.
It's super yum.
Thank you very much.
I'm so proud of you, Chef Ben. Like, I taught you well, and you really stuck to all my teachings. So I'm so proud of you.
Please, who made this meal?
I would free you. Is that what you do? The release?
No, freedom.
Freedom. Yeah, so people, Chef Ben prepared his special salad, and it was really amazing. You're going to quickly run us through from the carrot puree to...
Oh, goodness me.
Okay.
Tope,
so,
why not shift over to the other side? Let Chef Ben come closer
so
to
tell
the
us.
So you can tell me about the food.
Wow.
Okay, so basically it's a recipe I curated myself.
Yeah.
Because I like to play with a lot of colors. I like to be artistic with cooking, not just cook edible or something really nice, but something that we heat through our eyes first. It is really important that the food is so pleasing to the eyes.
My eyes has eaten this food.
She's like, can you guys just hurry up?
Okay, so I have different textures of salad here. There is the puree, which is the smooth and the creamy and the velvety.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's the base.
Which one is the creamy? Which one is the velvet?
That's the carrot puree. Yeah. So there's a crunchy taste there, which is the cold carrot, the fresh carrot. And there's the sweetness in the plate, which is the orange segment. And so there's saltiness, there's sweetness, all the taste buds are being balanced on the plate. And there's a little bitterness in there, which is
the egg.
the eggplant is the purple one is sweet. The coriander has a little bitterness and herby flavor kind of. So there's a balance. There's a balance of.
I didn't actually expect this.
Yeah.
Really asked for it.
Yeah, well,
you're in
really
position. You're properly positioned to taste this food.
I don't even know where to start from. Like,
you have started well.
Middle.
Okay, I actually. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay, I'm looking for the cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have all.
Okay, that's the cream.
That's the cream
and
there.
some salad dressing as well.
Oh goodness me.
And there we go.
We have finished eating it ourselves.
I think I tasted it, to be honest.
I did.
Wow.
Like I swallowed as well.
So just say a few words.
Eyes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
thank you so
it's
much.
been a Wonder Woman Wednesday. Yes, a big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. Thank you, Chef.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He held it down.
He held it down, yeah.
We're going to be back here tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. people.
8:45.
We can't wait.
All right, bye.